Hi guys, welcome to week 30 of our Pershore road project. So this is the 5 ensuite HMO in the middle of Sturchley. So as you can see, pretty much everything is more or less done. I think we've got the white goods are in. We're just waiting on the furniture and also the outdoor furniture. So this video, the purpose of this video is just to is for the snagging, and it's just for it's mostly for the attention of our builder. The majority of the larger snagging work, the builder is already aware of them. It's just the smaller stuff that that we need to point at, just so that the builder can kind of see for himself exactly where it is, what the issue is. Otherwise, it's not very practical. So we're just going to point out loads of minor things. But then again, that's the idea of snagging. As you can see, the courtyard's in. So the slate, what are these? Oh no, the flooring thing is in. That looks really good. Artificial grass is in. That looks really good as well.
Yeah.
This space looks absolutely massive.
See if I can pan and see the whole space. It is really good.
So it looks a lot bigger than originally thought. I think it's mostly because that's been painted.
Yeah.
And that's been painted, and then this floor now actually makes it look massive. We've got bike racks been ordered, so they're coming and they're going to be put here. Just the type of area that it is. A lot of the tenants here would want to use bikes. Okay, so actually while we're here, I think that gutter.
Yeah, yeah. So the gutter there is going to be connected.
Yeah.
Just over there, you can see there's a space.
And then the air vent things.
Yeah, air vents.
So Michael's already aware of that. So I think we just talked to some of the owners of these properties, and they already have a plan for that. They've reassured us that it's going to be removed and looked after properly. And we talked about sort of clearing this out and making it look a lot more presentable.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to split the costs, which sounds absolutely fair. And if it keeps the place looking great, then yeah, we're all up for that. So this will need to be scraped down and just painted, just to make it look more presentable. That pipe up there probably needs to be looked at. Sorry, the exit thing.
The drainage there just looks like it's kind of hanging over the side, so we'll definitely get that looked at.
Yeah. So this will be, I think, re-gravel. We're going to get rid of all the rubbish and the nails and everything.
Yeah.
Second coat of painting's already been done to that. The owner of these properties said they're going to change the doors and repaint this once everything's done. So that's really good news. It's great to hear. They've actually just installed this, replacing new lighting and also cameras, so both ways. So that's very reassuring. So that's been done. So we're going to talk to the owners of this property and see if we can maybe put some solar fairy lights across here. So the solar panel will be here, and then we'll ask them if it's okay to put some. To ask them if it's okay to put some lights going across here, just to make it look presentable and a lot more secure. But obviously, we'll ask for their permission first.
We've still got a general clean to do tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, isn't it?
So it just makes sense for us to do this snagging now.
Okay, so I think we're going to put a post box here. We were discussing about where to put the router, because we don't really want it in the kitchen, just because the kitchen's normally the furthest point from all the other rooms. So normally the hallway is a good position. So it's got a power point. So it's probably going to put a shelf here, router here, and then some trunking to hide the wiring.
I think what we're most concerned about there too is the actual installer and the sort of the main cable coming in and not obviously damaging the beautiful white walls that we've got.
Yeah, it's really down to where the virtual installation engineer can put the router as well. Obviously, it needs a power point, ideally in the hallway. Then we've got door handles coming there, so that's okay. TV brackets, there, TV up there.
Yep.
It's already done. That's now been moved, so it actually looks a lot more symmetrical now. The fridges are in. We're just going to put what they call it, the end cover things across here, just so they're not damaged, because eventually these will peel off. Bins there, they'll get clean, that's absolutely fine. I think we can get somebody to come around and sort of scrape all these down and make them good. So obviously there's a lot of grouting around here as well. I think there is, let me see if you can put the camera up there, so that just needs to be painted over. I think everything else in here, obviously there's going to be a big clean down as well. I can't see anything else. Somebody's just going to walk around and just touch up all the paintwork.
Just touch up the small bits. I think that, like you said too at the start, that's the advantage of working with a builder that we are ultimately used to. The snagging list now, because he understands our expectations, the snagging list now is really small, and it's us being really picky.
Yeah, I mean, he has it all in place anyway, so he knows he needs to come down. He has set a day out for somebody to come and touch up all the paintwork and everything. Okay, so this room, that actually is a really nice colour, and we asked for soft closing, so people aren't going to be slamming things left, right, and centre. That's in. We're adding these for extra storage. Nice walls. We need to get some lampshades. No, don't think the door closer we needed here, just because it's not practical and no one's going to slam it that far. That's been sealant. I think that seems fine so far. I think a door closer will be needed here though.
Yeah, for sure.
But that needs to be painted over at least.
So they're the small imperfections that we're talking about there, so tidying that up, fill in a bit of sand.
Room numbers, that needs to go in. That's done. So this is room number 2. There's a dead spider up there. There's a dead spider there.
And it's huge.
It's massive. It's like something from Aliens. Get door closer here, which is aware of. I wonder if that's going to be too low. Nah, I should be patient. I'm going to get ahead of that. That should be in. So it's just stuff like this. It just needs. I mean, this is obviously going to come off the clean.
Yeah.
But the silicone needs to be removed. That needs to be clean. Little paintwork like this. Obviously, then you see all the little gaps between. So all the way through. You see all the way up there, and then in the corner as well. This is done. That's fine. That needs to be clean. That's cool.
Quickly talk us through these and why we put these on.
Yeah, so it's essentially if you let's say this is quite a small ensuite, and generally speaking, you don't want a big ensuite. Not that you want a small ensuite, but you don't want a big ensuite because tenants generally just want an ensuite. They prefer though a bigger room, so you'd have as big a room as possible. And then fit in a functional ensuite, which means that when you walk in, you're not going to have space to get changed. Take clothes off, put them somewhere, put a new set of dry clothes. So essentially, these are really important. It's just to hang your clothes up, hang your towels up if you need to as well, just so that in here you've got more space to do things. I mean, if you look at you come in, for example, you're not going to have any space in here to put any clothes. You don't really want to chuck them on your bed, so it's just going to look messy, especially if they're dirty. You can put towels up here, but you wouldn't want to encourage it because then they'll start damaging the walls after a while. Plus, it will look messy as well. So yeah, essentially, always trying to put 2 if possible. If you put 1, what's likely to happen is they'll just chuck all their clothes onto it, and then eventually these doors aren't very thick because they're just ensuite doors. So eventually, this will just come off because these doors aren't very thick, so they're not very secure. Also, you want 2, 1 for dry clothes, 1 for dirty clothes. So you can, it's only a few quid, but it is very functional. I think this is moving all that. You paint. Door, should be fine. Okay, so that still needs to be done.
Yeah.
But I guess we're not in any particular rush. seen that, isn't it? But
No.
they're not moving in soon. Moving out to the outlet stage. That's done. That's nice. That's done. That's nice. Okay. That's all done. That's fine.
Yeah. To be fair to you, it's amazing really that we can come into a room now and not really have any snagging to do.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to do. Yeah. Okay, paintwork's done. We need to check just to make sure the silicone is done properly, because that's where the issues are. So when tenants start using these en-suites, we'll, after a few weeks, we'll start to get leaks. So it's best to check the silicone's done now.
Exactly. But one thing that we always do as well to sort of build into us dressing and then sort of handing over to tenants is when we're dressing the property, we literally put all the showers, all the taps on and just leave them running for half an hour or so and see where things start to happen.
Yeah. The last thing you want to do is for tenants to move in and if there to be a leak somewhere and pipes bursting or whatever, and then just kind of running through and trying to figure out what's happening and disrupting all the tenants and that sort of stuff. Okay. So that's upstairs. With this one, I think maybe just touch up the paintwork here. You probably can't see it. But it's there's a bit of white paint around the side and just touching all the corners and in the edges. So room 4 is a door closer.
Yeah.
So there is a door closer here. This is a really good room.
Yeah.
I think there's anything else apart from you can't see it now obviously. Oh, there it is. So that needs to be that needs to be.
We can pull that off.
That's been sealed, so it's fine. There's no cupboard in here as well. So I think we agreed on a cupboard here. I think it was. I wonder if it's going to go down there.
Yeah, I'd probably say down there.
Okay. We're down there. It's just we don't want it to be too cramped next to there. Bathroom. It's got a ceiling. That's fine.
Probably just up in and around the extractor.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Just some silicone around here, just to make it a bit more presentable. That should be fine. Point that out. So this is fine. This is fine. This has its own door handle. It's very plush. Okay, so this one has a bigger storage, which is great. There. So there's already a bit of a leak on this one. That's interesting. So.
Okay, so that's wet.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good that we've noticed that now.
Yeah. We need to send somebody around actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty wet. Okay, so that one needs to get painting. So on these ones, and generally all of these around exposed pipes need to be painted and that touched up. That just needs to be painted up and siliconed. That's okay. Switch is okay. General stuff like this, which I'm sure you'll notice anyway. But around frames. That's fine. That's already white. That's fine. So this probably needs another coat, I think, and this also maybe one of his way of making this safe. I just don't want somebody cutting themselves on that. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This earlier was peeling off, so maybe some way of making
it down.
maybe taking it or nailing in or wherever, and that was straightened off. So this one, So we need to do something about this really.
Yeah.
Because it's just the water's just dropping down. That might lead to sort of issues further down. This was an touch. Just going to put it down here instead.
Let's have a quick look. Have a quick look from the outside.
What is that? Oh yeah. So on the other side of that wall, you also need to scrape it all down and make it really presentable as well. I think these need to be scraped down along here. Again, make that presentable. that's it really, yeah. Just make that presentable for the neighbours and the other tenants. Touch up the wall, that has to be pointed so we couldn't paint in there.
Yeah.
But and then obviously the owners of this property said that they'll redo the doors and repaint them as well. So yeah, this whole area now will look really good. Obviously, they're just gonna wait for us to finish our work, and then they'll start theirs. Okay, I think that's it. I think
yeah, that's about
hopefully,
it.
yeah. So the next one would be the final one, where furniture, everything's in, and we just go around, say what went wrong, and then show the final product. Okay, all right. So hopefully that's been helpful. See you guys in the next one.